Whoa, don't throw stuff at me, especially with all the computer stuff around. Yeah, oh, yeah. Yep, that would be a bad start to a stream. I know you're just being funny. And you know I'm just being funny. This is Automatic for the channel you are currently watching. I'm hoping that this stream finds you well. I am doing good. And the intent is just as advertised to really just show my characters, show my ships. Starfield is not something that I play regularly lately. I put in way too many hours initially and kind of burnt. But yeah, that's where I am currently with it. However, you know, as indicated by the hours that I did put into it, I do enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a Starfield hater. I think we've all got our constructive criticism for Starfield, but you know, the parts that really shone for me were the shipbuilding. I look forward to there being more to it, but what they've got was pretty entertaining. I know I dumped a lot of hours into that. I did dump hours into outpost building, but I didn't find it to be as gratifying. Oh, well, that's cinematic too. So I figured launch this, show the ships. So yeah, that's the plan. It probably won't be a very long stream. Basically just as long as it takes to do this. Uh-oh, I'm here. Rob, good to see you. The only caveat is I'm starting with this ship. I don't think she has any other ships, so I'm just kind of getting her out of the way. Then I move straight to the ship in question, and then I'll show the rest of them. Oh, hey, True, how you doing, man? Mr. Odd Noble? How's Mr. Odd Noble? Good to see you, my friend. True says, I have 4,300 hours and 76. I don't judge. I feel that. Yeah, nobody wants to be like a video game snob, right? That doesn't just apply to hours in. That applies to, like, I know a lot of folks that are like, Stardew Valley, that's crap, I wouldn't play that, like, that's for kids. Minecraft's, you know what I'm saying? Like, people, or some people would, I've heard people say the same thing about, like, Japanime style games, like, and yeah, I say to each their own, because I have played some pretty embarrassing games in my time. Odd says, doing good, trying to figure out some food. I feel that. This ship here, this is, in terms of the character in question, this is Gidget Pox, the only one that I've really streamed with so far. And incidentally, the one that I have the least time with. Gidget's into the pirate thing. Gidget is not portrayed by Sally Field. Well, actually she is in the show, but this is a different Gidget. The name of this ship is the Badfish. And what I kind of like about it is that, you know, once I figured out you could glitch some pieces into each other, I think I first did that with this ship. Another thing I like about it is the color scheme. Is it ugly? Yes, I'll readily admit that. But I like the off-coloring. You know what I mean? Like, even at the top, yeah. Like, you can see some red in the port side wing. This is on the right. Whereas the starboard doesn't have it. I like that about this ship. I mean, hell, it's got pink under the nose cone. You don't see pink anywhere else on that ship. Now, some would say, yeah, that's disgusting. But I think it's neat because to me, it kind of shows that, like, I don't know about the pink, bad example, but with some of this stuff, like that thruster maybe not matching the other, to me, that's great because that shows that, like, this thing's been cobbled together. Like, she got that starboard, like, this one's green, like the hull, but she got that starboard thruster. She got that off another model. But I do like the compact nature. Let's stand up. Chicken fried steak for me on. Oh, chicken fried steak is good. I haven't had that for a minute. Not that the light's gonna help. But here is Gidget. So, you know, I've already streamed with her, so you've already kind of seen her, but she's got that striker's outfit. What else does she wear? Oh, yeah, she can put on the mask for it. I don't like, it's not that I don't like the clothing options. It's just not enough room for uniqueness, you know what I mean? And honestly, like, the Mantis outfit, are any of you still wearing the Mantis outfit? Because now Otto's going to be a dick and tell you flat out, take it off. Take it off. You don't need the stats. This game's easy. You look like fools. You look like some kind of sci-fi dentist. I should have said that a while ago, but... And don't feel bad, because I wore it too. Then I realized, like, oh.
Where are we going?
In the first couple weeks, everybody was wearing this.
What's next for me and you?
So... Of course, we've got... Why is he dressed like a beach bum? I don't know. I don't know. But, you know, like, the name of the ship is the Badfish. That's a nod to Sublime. It's also a nod to the drugs, right? She goes to Neon. They've got a lab. But you can see that this ship is just bare bones, right? Like, she didn't get much from this. I think it's got one crew station. That's about it. But I didn't want it to do anything. I mean, she's a pirate. Which, you know, if she had a larger ship, yeah, she'd probably have a big cargo hold and stuff. This one, I don't know, she's got a cargo hold, but... And then upstairs, up on A deck, it's not that big of a ship, we shouldn't be talking decks. You got your bunks, facilities, so yeah, you got the head right there. I think that's the only one on the ship. You got a bunk there. A little rec area. Up here, not fond of this, but right now we're in the portside wing. I'm not fond of it because interior-wise, I just don't like it. Exterior-wise, I wanted to use these pieces. And then for a second, I'm like, you know, maybe I just add solid pieces, like, so this is not a compartment that you can get inside. Either way, a little bit of cargo space, and I guess, as a pirate, that's important, and it makes the inside feel a little more roomy. I mean, certainly from the outside, this seems like a very small ship, and it is. But I like the efficiency of it, and certainly making it this small was achieved through glitching. So as you can see, her crew is the Adoring Fan. He doesn't leave the ship much. Also, hence why he's looking like he don't care about society. Then we have who's she? She's the girl from Neon with the mohawk.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't have any more questions.
Can I do anything else for you?
No, just stand there and look silly. And then pretty much her probably her right-hand person. Where do you get this girl from, right? I think the Pirate Quest. You also get the dude at the end of the Pirate Quest. He's not on this ship. But yeah.
Yeah, I've got this.
Jessamine.
Not my best work, but it'll do.
So she's one that actually leaves the ship. Well, so is this one. As you can see, they've got a very, like, neon thing going. Like, neon is her home, so she kind of wears that on her sleeve. I mean, there's no doubt in this iteration of the Adoring Fan, whatever's in his headphones is, like, synthesized as hell. You know what I'm saying? Down here, we have one of the only real utility rooms, and it's a workshop, of course. Just because that's kind of needed when you're doing the outpost stuff. It's not needed, but it helps, right? But I don't know. Honestly, I'll probably get rid of it because with this space, I could put something else in. And I just feel like in reality, I don't think she would really have a workshop here. I think she'd have something like an armory that has a cell in it. And so maybe I'll install one of those. I will land this, take it apart, and then we'll join. Then we'll take a look at the next character and the next ships. I don't think she has another ship. She's planning on one. She's planning on a big pirate-style ship. I don't know what all that entails, but it's kind of one of those. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Going to catch up with chat. Yes, chicken fried steak. It's a good treat every now and then. As for her weapons, well, that's got a cooldown on it, doesn't it? Oh, well, because I don't have any power allocated. I mean, she's the one, when she's invited over for supper with the elderly woman that says, I cooked some supper, come on over. Yeah, Gidget goes over guns blazing. You know, like, she's the one, anytime there's a nasty decision, I'm like, well, this is my chance to choose the nasty decision. Anyhow, let's get this thing somewhere where we can dissect it. And it's been a while since I played this, so please forgive me. The controls won't come easy. She could go to Crix. Right? Yeah. Or honestly, she could just go to an outpost as long as it has a landing pad. I don't know which one's viable for... I feel like Parima would be her drug lab. So what she does is she sneaks that chasm bass oil off of neon. Well, you don't have to sneak the oil off, right? It hasn't been refined yet. So she loads up on it there, buys it from vendors. That's her most expensive inventory, but it's really not too expensive. What are we doing here? There we go. Where is it? Oh, yeah, it's in the one... Isn't this the one everybody uses as Prima 2B? Or am I thinking of something else? Whatever the other thing is, I have it too. I hate to say it, but I watched the videos too and copy-pasted what they did when it came to Outpost. That's weird. How come I'm not seeing an Outpost there, but... Or I'm looking at the wrong symbol. See, it's been too long. I should be looking for that symbol. It's a Leviathan. No, this isn't the one that has all the different resources. I think she chose this one because, yeah, it's the beach house. Because, you know, you can get hallucinogens and stuff like that. Everything else she needs to make Aurora. Co-pilot, oh, that's a good question. I bet co-pilot at Jessamine, right? Like,
Bet we'll find loads of useful stuff out here.
I feel like she's of the crew, she's probably, aside from Gidget, she's probably the most serious. Someone that you could take more seriously than the other two. No offense to the other girl, and apologies, I can't remember her name, but... Oh, we don't have a landing pad? That's right! Yes, it would be super convenient to have a big ship landing pad at this drug den, but I chose not to. I figured, no, they have to land... They, like, would purposely land and walk. Like, where's her ship? Yeah, out there. You know, obviously, the way the game works, like 600 meters away, but she wouldn't want to draw attention to it, right? And it's here on the coast. It looks a lot more, I don't know, it doesn't look that much more lovely during the day. You do have those spiders about, but the great thing here is that she gets those supplies she needs, but now I regret coming here because truly my intent was to check if she had any other ships. The drug lab itself, obviously bare bones. Like, we leave one guy here, and that's,
Got anything? What's cooking, boss? Sure. Knock yourself out.
I mean, right? It's appropriate.
You got it.
Yeah, he agrees. So he kind of just stays here. There's an extra bunk for, you know, when anybody else shows up or when she shows up. You got, you know, I'm sure I put Kaz and Bass oil in here. Yeah, or Aurora. Aurora's in there, 23 of them. So yeah, she does manufacture that. So don't shoot it. That's what I get for playing HUDless. But that's it, and I think this one has supplies for more. Yeah. Benzene, chasm bass oil, hallucinogen, stimulant. And she's getting some of that from here, I guess. Looks like she bought the others. Either way, that, you know, that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to the ship. Actually, before we do, we sleep here, and then we can at least see the view from daylight. Like, let's see, wow, this was the best. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why we all wore it, I think, Rob. It was like... But yeah, you know, eventually they're kind of like, God, my character doesn't look unique, right? Does she have a big cargo hold? Nah, she's got a Bethesda butt. Luckily, there's mods for that, right? Which is kind of ridiculous. We call it the beach house because it's on the beach, obviously. And it's very nondescript. They can talk about it wherever. And they're not saying, like, the name of the planet or... She really doesn't like wearing this shit. There we go. Of course, that doesn't seem appropriate to the beach, but for all I know, it's cold. Chicken fried steak sounds good. Exactly odd with a good country gravy, hash browns, egg. Oof, yes. Let's just fast travel, right? Because I hear that's a thing in this game. You know, let's just, I guess, go to the den or Cricks. Cricks. No, that's Schrodinger. Is exactly on. Oh yeah, I just read that one. Yeah, Vessel 2B. That's the one. That's the one. I'm thinking this character doesn't have Outpost at Vessel 2B. It's probably my cargo, my long hauler character. That makes sense. Okay, the bad fish will dock.
Docking complete. It's so satisfying seeing the hatches line up.
He's probably the best companion. He seems to have more dialogue than anybody else.
You've got stuff to smuggle. I've got the stuff to hide it.
What are you doing out here?
Ship services? You need it, I've got it.
Yeah, but you usually don't stand here. You mind helping me with my ship?
Sure. It's not like I'm busy keeping this rust bucket of a station from falling apart.
I didn't ask. Let's see.
Sure. Let me punch that up, and we can have at it.
Talk too much, lady, but everyone in this galaxy does. Okay, so we've got the bad fish, and we do have another ship. Oh, the whimsical 7737. I named it after Die. It's the basic ship, you know. And yeah, that is what she started with. I probably won't get much play out of it anymore. It's nothing fancy. I think the paint job was basically it. So in terms of the bad fish, I don't know. Let's take a look here. I'm trying to see where I glitch things in. I bet the engines and that. Yep, that was glitched in for sure, because you can't put it back. But in the effort to be compact, I mean, right here, I think I've glitched in the grav drive and the reactor. They both occupy the same space. That, to me, is the main thing. And I don't know. They'll probably patch that glitch. Maybe they already have. I don't know. That's why I'm afraid to, like, permanently take anything down. Trying to think, what notable things do you show off about these ships? Right? Like, this one really is nothing fancy. I mean, weapons-wise, it's got the pulse laser. That's the Flare P15 megawatt. The EMP 80, because obviously she like to do some boarding. And Atlatl 270B missile launcher. Essentially good. What kind of reactor does this have? Actually, hold on here. That's a B-class reactor on a very small ship. That's interesting. It's kind of silly because, like, I built this, as will be the case with all these ships, but it's my memory combined with the hiatus I've taken. I'm kind of like, huh, that's interesting. It's a B reactor. This ship definitely started out bare bones, and then I went through and added, like, you know, this stuff. This ship was also heavily inspired by a video. I did do some things differently. Enough that you probably couldn't tell if you had watched the video and then looked at this. I think eventually you'd be like, oh, I'm starting to see some similarities, but that might be it with that. Place feels like Mel Gibson's trailer from Lethal Weapon. That is exactly the vibe. That's good. Yeah. Isn't that an appropriate vibe? That's... I didn't even think about that. Oh, understandable. Well, I will... If you go back and watch, I'll launch the Galactica next. And, yeah, because those are her only 2 ships. But, so yeah, if you end up coming back, it'll be right after you left. Just look for that. And there will be, Now I feel bad starting with that ship. But hey, that's why this is recorded. So, you know, with that specific character, I've got 3 days, 8 hours, and 16 minutes. And only level 24, so that implies a lot of screwing around. We'll switch to Adamant Zeal. He's got 6 days, 8 hours, and 48 minutes. I mean, I don't want to do the math, to be honest. I think... yeah, I think that's fine. The Almost is what I ended up calling this ship. This is going to take a second. Loading takes a while when you're switching characters. So I'm going to step away for that, but I will come back and watch the rest later because I'm very interested in watching your ship builds. Plus, like, you know, sharing and swapping ideas with the Galactica, since we both kind of are trying to work out our interpretations of that ship. That could be handy. That's the main reason. That's why I lament the fact that I started with Gidget. But yes, I will be right back. Rob, have a good stream. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Alright. Hello. They weren't his dogs. Yeah. I talked to him.
How'd you find out?
I talked to him. And he said no, his dogs are inside. So, yeah. Yeah, there was a white one too. It almost looked like a pit. It seemed nice, but reluctant. Okay. Anyways, folks, yeah. Dogs. Dog talk. Dog was out roaming the neighborhood, and I thought it was my neighbors. I even told the police, and I gave them my cell phone number in case they found him. Yeah. No, I don't mind being in their system. I don't care. I'm legal now. I've hung up my pistols. So okay, so this is the I guess it's the UC Security Galactica. This is not a good view of it. I'll tell you what I can do. I'll go ahead and do it for you. Let's go to photo mode, and then you can get a decent representation of. So like this too started as I saw a video, someone built the Galactica, and I thought, well, I'm going to build that. So I did. And then I wasn't satisfied, especially with the interior. So I just started, I made it a little fatter. Just added little touches. I guess I'll speak more on that when we actually dissect this thing. And I think I will literally dissect it, start pulling pieces off to try to explain how we got this form. But I certainly wanted to be the Galactica. And to that end, the Galactica doesn't have it doesn't have a cockpit like that. I mean, it surely has a helm, but it's in the CIC or something. I don't know. But, so you can't see the cockpit, really, unless you're looking dead on. If you're looking at the bow, there's the cockpit right there. And I know as you're seeing that, you might be thinking like, well, isn't your vision restricted? Yes, it is. It doesn't matter because you can go to third person and fly the ship, or even in first person. It's doable because with your HUD, you know, there's red arrows telling you which way to turn and all of that stuff. So yeah, it was one of those things where certainly the video I watched didn't tell me to do that. They had a cockpit up on top, and I thought, well, it looks great, except that cockpit. So yeah, I was determined to hide it, and then I was lucky enough to be able to fit a missile launcher in there too, which obstructs the view further, which to me is great because, you know, I guess I'll show you here with the interior.
Hey, boss.
Yeah.
It's my personal savior. Thanks again for the...
Yeah. Of course, man. Anything for you. Don't remember your name, but... Alright.
Sister.
So, this is Adamant Zeal. Yes, I stole the name from myself and the character I made for Mountain Blade. Oh yeah, so, boy, if I was facing something bright, you could really see it. But, as you can see, like, the view isn't that bad. Yes, you don't have a peripheral, but that's when you go to third person. This is something Rob and I were discussing earlier, that you gotta have a CIC.
Hey, what's going on?
He came to that conclusion, and as you can see, certainly did I, and I think anybody ultimately would, trying to make the Galactica or any ship from that IP.
Hey.
So this is the most important room to me. I love that the crew does fill it up. You may be asking about the uniforms. I could envision some scenario where someone's like, well, how did you get so many of the UC Navy uniforms? And the answer is, obviously, he did the pirate quest and sided with the fleet. And after that, and this is the disturbing part, he basically started he had to start hitting UC ships. He would get a bounty for that, pay off the bounty. His standing with UC never faltered. There was a little trepidation doing that, but that's ultimately what I did. Then I wasn't getting enough uniforms fast enough, so I came back to Crix after the battle was over. At that point, there's a lot of UC personnel aboard the station. So you board the station, and you kill all those personnel. And the interesting thing about that, I don't know if this has been patched or not, but the interesting thing about it is, I don't think I got a bounty for that. There's another place you can go and board a ship and not get a bounty. Anyways, there are ways to get all the uniforms, and so certainly I investigated those and did those. Trying to remember who I had as my first officer. Oh, yes, of course. It's what's her name? Sorry, I don't play enough.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, so even I thought I gave her a different uniform. Yeah, different uniform because you can see like on her sleeve her chevrons or whatever. They're more than just that simple one stripe, so it just denotes a higher rank, you know. And truthfully, I've got so many uniforms now, it's insane. She's got the uniform the rest of them are wearing. And I think they've all got her version. Because there was a lot of me trying to decide which one I wanted to go with.
Gorgeous day, isn't it?
I don't
love
know.
this place.
We're in space. What are you talking about? Check her out. The girl at the monitor. Can you? Or is she the doctor? I was about to say, send her to. I think she is. She is. Damn.
Do you need my help?
No, Rosie, I don't. You are the doctor, though, right?
Of course. What's on your mind?
I just want to know more about you being a doctor.
You got it. What do you want to know?
Like, what made you want to become a doctor, and so forth.
It runs in the family. My mum's a doctor too. She practiced at the clinic when she was younger, and now she works at the core in Aquila City. I want to follow her footsteps and practice at the clinic someday too, but I'm not comfortable enough with space travel yet to live on a star station full time. That's why my mum encouraged me to find a job like this. She said working as a ship's doctor would be great practice.
That's true. You're gonna get real used to space with me. Because I'm gonna give you a wide berth. You freaking psychopath.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
I won't, but it's a thought. It's a thought. Okay, let's tour the rest of the ship. So yes, directly adjacent to the cockpit is the CIC. We'll explore this deck in a minute. Actually, we'll go up there now. So that's A deck. This is mostly just maintenance stuff. Trying to look like, you know, some of the guts of the ship. Down here at the end is the armory. There's a brig, and this is where we board other ships. So I thought that appropriate, you know, that as soon as you bring people in, you got their cell right there for them. And you're in a part of the ship that if they resisted or if we had boarders, yeah, there's sensitive stuff here, but I don't know. It seems like they got to go through the armory, and it seems appropriate for repelling boarders. You would muster security up there and arm yourselves. So that was A deck. Now we're back down to B deck, where the CIC is. We'll explore it. Thought there was supposed to be a ladder there. Oh no, I think I tinkered with it and got it moved. Storage. Now the ship kind of is a labyrinth, more storage. I mean, kind of. It's, if you're trying to get in or out, it's just the ladders, and the ladders are in nice little corridors, so it's not that confusing. But once you break away from that intention, once you're like, yeah, I'm not just trying to get up to the CIC or to the exit, then it gets a little ridiculous. Especially with all the storage rooms that are just filling in space and adding, I guess, armor. Well, and cargo. This is the captain's quarters. Don't know why my security officer is sleeping in my bed, but it's the Navy. It's a little lounge. You know, obviously I don't decorate any of this stuff, so it's a little different than like trying to show off a Fallout 4 build. It's like, I'm proud of the arrangement, not all the stuff that just comes standard interior-wise. Although, I gotta say, there was some thought put into, like, what modules I was going to use company-wise. Because I decided to go for a white look, which isn't really Galactica, but whatever. So now we're on C deck. 3 levels down from the top. And this is a workshop, obviously. This leads out to both of the, what would you call those? The retractable, in the Battlestar Galactica-wise, they're retractable, like, hangars. Landing pods, I think is what they call them. And so these areas on both the starboard and port side represent those pods, which I think, so okay, that's just our normal exit, which I think those pods, I'm using them as bunk rooms. Yeah. So that's where everybody sleeps. There's a ship's head, which this ship has several. I think they've got 3 or 4. Now, there's some things this ship is missing. It's kind of dawning on me now. Like, there's not a mess hall. But whatever, right? Like, I don't think that's there are little, like, galleys in the living areas, but there's no actual mess hall. And so, like, playstyle wise, obviously Adamant Zeal is he's law and order, right? Like, whereas Gidget, anytime they present me with options for her, like, I kid myself if I don't pick the most evil thing. Like, I'm actually, like, I really don't like picking, like, neutral or good things with her, because I've got 3 characters, right? And I figure alignment-wise, she is chaos, for sure. And sometimes it's hard to embrace that with her. Like the example I gave earlier, the lady that's like, do you want to come over? I made a supper, and she goes in guns blazing. Like, I didn't want to, but at the same time, I'm like, I know I'm going to meet this lady with my other characters, and they'll sit down and have a nice dinner with her, so kids, it's like, last mistake, now you die. Alright, so I guess that's the entirety of the ship interior. Odd says, have you got lost in your own ship yet? Yeah. Like Marcus Brody off Indiana Jones. Got lost once in his own museum. Yes, I have. A lot of the tinkering with the ladders, like detaching modules and reattaching them to try to get the ladders where I want them. A lot of that had to do with, like, it being a maze. Because, you know, that area we were just at is a really small area. There's the ladder's very obvious. So you come up the ladder and you're here. And I kind of think that's great. Because, like, see what I mean? You would come in the ship through that red door. You don't have to worry about those pods. Because you're not going there unless you're going to bed. And so, it may seem like nothing, but I was really happy with getting these ladders where they are. You come up here, it still seems like you're in a submarine, which I kind of like. You know, like, ship station-wise, it looks very technical. And also, you got nowhere to go. Like, the hallway is going to automatically funnel you this way. And you can already see the CIC in the cockpit. Like, so I really like that it's very straightforward if you're not going to your bunk. If you're going to your bunk, oh well.
Been in the Vanguard a long time. The faces change, but bad guys are still bad guys, you know.
So yeah, let's get this thing. Sounds like people are fighting. Hold on here. Turn the ship around and go back. Oh, this is like a glitch. I think I'm at, yeah, that's a space station. I guess this is a fight that the military's not involved in. And we're just gonna let happen. As you see gun-wise, well, you can't really see it because the ship's so dark right now. Hold on. Let's invert it so we got light shining on the top. There we are. You see, gun-wise, I'm using turrets. Other than the missiles in the nose of the ship, it's all turrets. It's all auto turrets. I generally keep them powered down. So, like, I have to make a conscious decision to turn them on to get them firing. Otherwise, you pop in and you're firing at enemies before they have a chance, and I just don't think it's... I think the game's easy enough that I don't need to take that risk. Like, I'd rather fly in, take fire, and then be like, open up with all batteries. This is interesting, though, that there's a AI fight going on here. Don't know what's up with that. I feel like I'm kind of in the middle of it. Let's go ahead and dock. There's the docking thing, and our docking attachment is there. I kind of wish the game made you do this. So sometimes I do it anyway. It's funny, they're attacking the space station too. Oh, the problem is, I should have clicked on the space station first. Ouch. Now, if I had done that first, then we could do this. But I kind of wish the game was more tedious in that regard. Like Elite Dangerous, to learn to dock in that game, like, took some practice. That said, I understand that it's the future, and in reality, our planes don't even, a pilot doesn't even have to land a plane so much anymore. The plane does most of the work. But still, being able to manually do it would be kind of cool. Normally, I would just go straight aboard the station, but
hey, how's it going?
For poops and pleasure, we will we'll use the traditional way to board. But since we're boarding and we haven't landed, we go up, take A deck, run down the hallway. And go aboard, and then we'll see what other ships he has. Actually, no, we'll dissect the Almos, won't we?
I wish Deimos was exclusively a military contractor.
I also think this game's hard to look at. For instance, if I turn my head quick, I don't know, the blur, like I've turned off motion blur, but it's still there.
Welcome to Deimos.
that kind of bothers me about it too. I want to take a look at my ships, man.
Right away.
So there it is. Initially, it was more blocky, and then I added more curved pieces, which are from Tayo Industries. Those curved pieces are real particular about where doors are, too. And so, for instance, if you put two of their, let's say you have a 1x5 module, a 1x5 room.
What, buddy? What?
Under, like, so with Tayos, if you put two of these rooms next to each other, unless they have door connections already installed on the pieces you bought, which you can visually tell, you put these two pieces next to each other, there'll be no door. And so using that, you can kind of puzzle together where you specifically want doors to be. And so that really helped. That's Tayo Industries, and I believe that's on Neon. It's just unlike the other manufacturers, they allow you to get a little more picky about where you want your doors and whatnot. Weapons-wise, they're all good weapons. I put more into this ship than any other ship. It's a tank. I didn't do much glitching with it. I didn't have to. I did do some. I can't exactly recall where. I don't know. God, do I really want to dissect this whole thing? I think I do. Let's see, what would I start moving first? I guess the top. Let's do that. You know what I could do is pull off That's why I should have done this with a video. That way I could have just fast forwarded me breaking it apart like this. What are these? Yeah, I guess I don't know. I'm kind of thinking like this is not exactly like the perfect format for dissecting a ship and trying to show somebody how to build it. And that would be a short video and get more to the point, you know. But I think. I think that's what I'd have to do. Engineering bay. So like that's the room where we board other ships. That's the armory. There's the engineering bay to make it look like nuts and bolts wise. Oh, that's right. Something I had to glitch. Probably the cockpit. Okay, and the guns too. The guns were glitched in. You can, curious how to do that. There are YouTube videos that show. Sadly, I don't remember. I'd have to refresh my memory to do it. Hold on one second, folks. sorry, folks. This is why I don't stream during the day. Well, that's another thing. I probably glitched those into each other. The grav drive and the reactor. It's a C-class reactor. Yeah, I guess I always do that. Oh, this was glitched in too. It was glitched on top. That's a shield generator. It's glitched on top of a cargo hold, right? It sticks there. And then I literally put that right on top of it. Now, how did I do that? That was there. Yeah, so you see it's red. It's telling me I can't put that there. But then if you flip it, right? You flip it and let go? Okay, so I flipped it and let go. Now it's not attached. But now I think I can click on it. And now it's green. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll do it again. We've got the shield generator there, so you shouldn't be able to put anything here. But this piece, it can flip. And if it flips, you can glitch it. It's red, but we'll flip it. Doesn't matter how many times, I'll just flip it twice. And then I'm going to hit B button to let go of it. And instead of when I let go of it, it appears here again. It stayed there. It's still not connected, so click on it, and now it's green. Huh, okay, I refreshed my memory. So yeah, okay. My takeaway is, yeah, I did do some glitching on this ship. More than I had thought. God, do I want to dissect it like here's a good example of those Tayo pieces that there's not going to be a door there. There's just not, because it's not that kind of piece. So these rooms are not connected, which I kind of like. So when leaving the cockpit, going into the CIC, you can really, there'll be a door there, I guess. Might be a door there. And in this example, there's not. But it could happen, I suppose. Now, if I could take the bottom layer and move it over here. Actually. Were these not connected there? I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess if I wanted to give a tutorial on how to build this thing, you know, which was not my intention anyway, I should just make a video. Because dissecting this is getting kind of lame for me. I do want to see, did I glitch that in? No, that actually fits in there. That's interesting. How about the cockpit? Yeah. So yeah, like I said earlier, a little bit of trepidation making the cockpit like not have much visibility, but it really hasn't hindered my experience at all. Let's just see what other ships this guy has. Yeah, cancel modification. I'm gonna catch up real quick. And that's one cool thing about the Sony A95L, that it has an option that allows you to completely eliminate motion blur. Yeah, that would be nice. It'd certainly be easier on my eyes. Nice. It wasn't chicken fried steak, was it? Full power to aft shields. Get us out of here, Mr. Data. Mr. Data. Hey, Flying Unicycle, how are you today? Good to see you, man. So there we go. You know, that's another ship I'm sure people will build, is the Enterprise. God, this is another ship that deserves being shown off. Now, I looked for videos on how to make a Star Destroyer. I didn't find anything that satisfied me, so This one is not borrowed at all. I mean, if the guy that put up the video about the Galactica saw my Galactica, he wouldn't think it was inspired by his, but it was. This not so much. This was just me messing with it. This is the first big warship I wanted to make. And in the end, I was happy with it. It's just I ended up liking the Galactica better. Similar to the Galactica, I treat it like a capital ship, so it's using automatic turrets on the starboard and port sides rather than, gosh, even in the front. You know what? This thing looks like it's all automatic turrets. I hate to say it, I gotta step away for a second. Yeah, I know. That's got me craving that. Yeah, so this is all auto turrets. That's crazy. I forgot that I did that. So essentially, this just jumps into a hostile zone and it just starts firing. Like, I don't hit anything. Which, you know, and I think, like, inspiration-wise, this looks more like an early Star Destroyer. I guess that's why I kept the blue on it. I suppose I put a little red. I'm looking up there by the conning tower, by the bridge. There's a little red on the side, but I bet that I put green on this side. Yes, it's just like navigational paint. I don't know. Then we've got the UC prison shuttle, which, you know, you get from the prison, and I just thought, like, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it as is. Thought it was a neat little ship. It's missing some things, like it has no shields at all. It's an interesting ship. This is the Raptor, and I've used this a lot with this character. This was really my foray into glitching pieces into each other to make something as compact as possible. Yeah, and so that was the result. I like using it for boarding missions, or if I don't want a big crew and I just want to go around, like instead of wearing the uniforms, we put on the pilot suits, and we use this. Having this in my fleet makes me really wish I could dock this to the Battlestar. That would be cool. I also look at this as like a shuttle, like in my mind, some of those bigger ships wouldn't land. They would just dock at a space station, and shuttles like this would bring the crew to the space station. They'd board their capital ship, and that thing would take off. It probably wouldn't be cost efficient. You always see that in sci-fi, right? Like, it cannot be cost efficient to be landing big-ass ships like that on the surface. has to be so much better for them to just keep them in space and you just shuttle people to and from. But that's just my take on a sci-fi universe. The last one is my attempt to be loyal to the game. This is a Chimera, which is a normal class of United Colonies security ship. And so for a little bit I was like, I don't want to build something different. I want to build something that's recognized as that Navy's cruiser class ships. And so but you know what? I never use it. Once I built the Galactica, I was like, nah, I'd rather just have my own ship. But that was my take on it. And so most of it is vanilla. Most of it is stock Chimera class stuff. I've upgraded the weapons and added a few things. Sadly, I couldn't tell you what they are. I don't remember. I will switch, I suppose, to the Tarkin and give you a quick tour of the interior. And
when
then
you get serious about your spacecraft.
I am serious about my spacecraft. Don't talk to me that way, mister. Why does he say that? He's like, when you get serious about your spacecraft, like... Definitely has a Star Destroyer vibe. Good. Nice. Obviously not as big. Same with the Galactica. Like... Alright, so in terms of boarding hatch, not landing, but boarding hatch, it puts you right into the cargo bay. And this thing has a decent sized cargo bay for a warship. I really think I tried to plug everything into this ship. And in fact, this is so here's the, I don't know, is this the... Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on this ship, so I don't know. Yes, okay, so this is, if you board another ship, this hatch will put you on that. Is that right? No, that's the one we just came from. This is the actual, like, when you land, where you'd exit. Go down this hallway, and so really, no matter which way you come, you're greeted by the cargo room. I suspect that this ship will be hard for me to navigate a little bit, because it's been so long, and yeah, I don't know where the hell I'm going. I don't think I ever got the ladders down to the point where I liked them. Oh, well, there's the ladder. So that's all there is. There's the cargo bay and the boarding area. I don't know what deck that is, because I don't know how tall this ship is. Okay, we're on the next floor up. That hallway's kind of got a Star Wars vibe to it a little bit. Similar to the Battlestar, it seems like on the wings of the ship we have accommodations. Well, bunks. What is this, the captain's quarters? Yep. Okay. It's really doubling up on the bunks on that side of the ship. And I'm probably doing the same over here. Well, that's cargo. Okay, no. Jeez. So this ship it's just a maze, probably. I love these things. Hey. Let's play.
What's up?
We're gonna play. Hey, it's our chief engineer. I guess we haven't seen her yet. She's got a chiseled face, I'll tell you that. Hello. This is a galley. So, this ship is probably the closest ship I've got with any of these characters that's like, it's a city. Alright, it's not a city, it's a building.
Hey there.
Hi there. Hi. Comrade. And that. Okay, how do I get upstairs again? Well, that's a little area where we can, maybe the officers can meet, you know? Maybe all the officers can come in here. It can be, when the ship gets very hot and dark and you're cramped. You're like, Captain, my ham's super salty. The captain's like, mix it with the potatoes, because that will temper the salt. You just do scenes like that. I don't know. I've seen Waiting for Guffman. You know, with the way AI works today, Chat GPT and all that, I should be able to ask this guy, where's the ladder? How do I get up? I'm looking for a ladder. Do you know where one is?
Anything I can do for you?
Where's a ladder?
I'll be seeing you.
Oh, denied. Well, I think we head back towards the center, maybe? Menu TBD. This is kind of bizarre. It's cool that it's such a big ship, but yeah, I think you'd have no trouble seeing. Like, here's the infirmary. You have no trouble seeing why I like the Battlestar better. Battlestar's kind of more like, we don't need all that crap. Oh, the ladder kept going up. So I guess that's good to have like a central shaft.
The Black Sea is treating you all right,
dude. Is this hazing? Excuse me, Ensign.
Hey, just here for a chat. Take it easy.
What?
Hey there. You know, Sidonia. Just wish everyone else felt the same way.
What is going on here?
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Let me up the ladder. This is how you do it. Did I go up too many floors? I don't think I did. No, 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is the third deck up. Oh, we're gonna get lost on this floor. Oh, this was cool. Okay. So there's like a open space in here. And it's all interior, sorta. I mean, you can see a little bit of space. But you got the reactor, and this was before I started glitching pieces, so I didn't do any of that with this ship. So I think this deck was mostly engineering stuff, hence the windows looking in on the reactor and drive. So that's, at least, you know, without the glitching, I mean, that's one thing with this ship that is a little different. This is a, what is this? Is it a lab or a workshop? I think it's a lab. It's a workshop. Okay. And it's at a dead end as well? Yes. So maybe that central ladder, I think it kept going up, didn't it?
Hey, it's my personal savior.
Well, it's funny. We've seen one side of this. Okay, we go through this door to knock out the rest of this. Another window looking. And dead end. So it didn't occur. I think that was a frustration for me, that I couldn't get a door there. But oh well. Alright, here we are at day 4, or floor 4, deck 4. See the thrusters right there. It's kind of nice, kind of nice. Is that it? That's it. So we're getting close to the bridge. I don't like this. This is unacceptable. I didn't mean to fall down there. That sucks. That sucks. This goes in cargo. Why, you know, I think the deck that we were in, that little room that we were in with all the computers, that was like, if the bridge is the head, I think that was the neck. So I kind of, you know, you were getting started with this. Yeah, in fact, we're back on that deck. Which I just think it seemed appropriate to have it adjacent to, okay, this is just one room of storage. Isn't it? Yep. And now we're up in the tower.
I'm listening.
Weird.
Hiya, Skipper. What do you need?
A break.
Something you need?
Look at that. That's an early Star Destroyer, folks, right there. About as close as Otto's going to get.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up?
What's up? That is no way to address an officer. You're both fired. Alright, let's put this puppy out to pasture.
All green on release. We're free to fly.
So Sarah, that's her name, right? Sarah Morgan. She's his first officer, as I mentioned earlier. Her uniform kind of demonstrates that. Only because she's got more character to her, you know? Honestly, I like some of the other crew members better. So he's also her romantic option, I suppose. Or she's his romantic option. But it's funny because I don't like her. But whatever. He's got to have some romantic interest, so I guess it's going to be Sarah. Plus, she seems more aligned with the Navy than anything else. But like so many characters, I think she's aggravating. He might get her killed. That's always an option. So yeah, that's that ship. I almost think, oh, it's got a rear-facing cannon. You know what? Let's go shoot at stuff with it. I gotta see its guns at work. Stand by for jump. No, I don't want to travel there. Oh, where can he go fight, though? Where will he find hostile ships? Oh, it's like the Serpent something system? Serpentor system. Because Crix has already been pacified. There's Serpentis. We can do it in one jump. I do believe that. I'll have to check, but I believe this ship has great jump capabilities. Sometimes just to get XP, I would come here and travel from one planetary body to the other, just because you run into a lot of bad guys. I can't think of what faction they are. Ships to shoot at? Yes, there are. So let's fire up the starboard and port side weapons. Take the engines down to almost 0. So that's all there was to it. I didn't even raise my shields, really. Only thing was, like, I guess I had pulled power from the auto turrets. And then he does have one weapon. How do I fire said weapon? Lasers. Oh, I guess those are auto turrets as well. Everything's auto turrets. Alright. Well, just wanted to give you an idea of what that thing is like in combat. It doesn't have any missiles. Because that didn't seem appropriate to a Star Destroyer. It's all lasers. Which is fine, because lasers cut through the shields, and they also do some hull damage, so... Enough of them. You're going to do like we just did, and wipe out 2 ships before you really even have to concentrate too much. I like it. Let's jump the hell out of here. Get back to a star yard or something. In fact, we'll go land somewhere. Let's go back to the capital. Yeah. No. Oh, hell, just jump. Go. Forgot. Let's turn off our cannons. Top jet. Hope I didn't miss anything.
Be advised, you are entering United Colony space.
maintain course and prepare to be scanned.
I think there is one out. I have seen that.
All right, we're done.
So I don't think there is one. Yeah, that's on YouTube. There is a video. Somebody did that. Yeah. You could make some funny ass stuff. Kinda cool. You can make a real peculiar looking character too. So like, if you're going for comedy, there's some stuff you could do. Terramorphs only appear on planets where humans have lived for generations, making the Tau Ceti terramorph even more terrifying. Concerning.
I love to travel, but it's real nice to be home again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's my chief security officer. Yes, I've thought about what all these people do, but I guess their skill allocation kind of dictates that. Well, here we can get a view of it landed. This is my favorite lander right here. I don't remember what it's called, but just because it doesn't have the ladder, you're just going straight in, and of course, as we saw earlier, that would lead right into the cargo bay. Last ship, we should really bother to take a look at it.
Got anything you need to offload? Trade authorities always
Like their
buy.
owners,
Kiosk
or
right here
decorating
for
their
you.
ships with heat leech nests would be
what?
a nice touch.
What's this dude doing behind his back? Like, are you making fun of him? And he's talking more than the shipyard manager.
Okay, no problem.
It's just funny looking. Oh, Bethesda. Let's take a look at the Raptor. I should send most of my crew scattered to the wind because they don't have crew spots anymore, unless they're all just piled in the Raptor. Very compact, as compact as I could possibly get it. Glitching, whole 9 yards. Like, for instance, there's the fuel spheres. They're just glitched in. I couldn't find any other place to put them. I don't like the way that looks, and I wish I could change the color of them, but you can't. But in the end, I'm just like, good enough. That'll work. It's compact. Besides, I don't want my Raptor to have a pair of testicles. Last time I played, I got the Mantis armor. So I look like a sci-fi dentist. Do yourself a favor. Find something that you like better. Something that looks better. Don't let those stats, don't let them get to you. Great stats. Odd looking character. But with the moniker odd, you might be able to rock it. You might be able to. So wow, that's all there is to this ship. There's this room. This leads down to the, whatever you call it, landing room, boarding room. This is the connector to other ships if we were to board them. So that's it. It's this room and a cockpit. And I bet it flies like a dream. Now, maybe not as good as the Badfish, because the Badfish is rocking like a stronger reactor than it should be.
Lifting off now.
It's like the closest thing you can get to a fighter, but obviously it's not a fighter. I've seen people post videos like Starfield fighter. Like, no. No, I would never call that a fighter. It just looks too bulky. It looks like a transport, a small one. Speed-wise, it's really nothing special. It doesn't have much in the way of armament. In fact, I couldn't fit a third armament on there. No, it's got good speed. Never mind. Speed is fine. It's certainly nimble. It's got particle beams and an EM cannon, so it is strictly like, yeah. It's meant to disrupt your shields and disrupt your systems. It doesn't have any ballistic weapons or missiles. Like I think honestly, like if it were on the attack, it would be intended to disrupt systems and lower your shields, board you probably. Otherwise, seeing as its lack of conventional weapons, I think it would flee. I think it's, if it was caught unaware anyways, I think its priority would be to jump as soon as possible. Odd saying, usually when I play Bethesda games, Fallout New Vegas, Skyrim, I usually have really powerful weapons, magic, and no armor. Yeah. I find if you have crazy good armor and weapons, it makes these games too easy. I agree, yeah. I'm certainly more, like, concerned with attempting to roleplay or whatever. So I think that'll do it for Adamant Zeal. Let's head to the last character. Oh, you know what? Before we do, there is the photo gallery. Zeal. So you can see kind of what I was doing with the photos. That's him with his parents. And he looks a lot younger than he was. But you can see from his hat, he was already a United Colonies fan. There's the Raptor that we're in. So obviously he joined, right? Kind of just another shot of what he was probably doing first, in terms of with the Navy. Just being a pilot, right? Stranded, rescued, I believe. That's what we're trying to relay there. Promotions. In fact, that's the Admiral. And appropriately, probably the most recent picture is aboard the CIC of the Almost, his ship. I kind of like to put those pictures together to remind myself at loading screens like where these people supposedly came from. For instance, I didn't show any of the stuff for Gidget Potts, but she was a dancer in neon, appropriately, since she was... It almost looks like she's dancing there. Honestly, I was walking backwards because they don't have a dance emote. She don't look so good there. There's Aurora on the table. She's addicted to Aurora, obviously. There's the Strikers, the gang that she fell in with. I think I like to roleplay that she had a relationship with one of those guys. Probably the one that's looking her way. Yeah, because that's how that ends with them. Looks like she got panty clad and killed them. It looks like she got caught too, because she already saw that one. So she did some time. That's a really close-up picture of her face, and without the tattoo on her face yet. And you can kind of see how strung out she really is. She's not well. It's the only romantic interest she would have, but as you know, decisions that she makes, he will not approve of. So he doesn't travel with her. So it's kind of like a unrequited love. Or maybe if he had any feelings for her, he just realizes she's too broken. Like that she would damage him if he spent time with her, kind of thing. But in truth, if he rolls with her, he doesn't approve of what she does, so she can't. So it's more of a tragic thing. I think I posted him in this picture to imply that he gave her that ship that she called the Bad Fish. In fact, that ship, while rust-colored, it doesn't have the discoloration that it has now. Like, it's probably original pieces when she got it. There she is hanging out with the pirates, where she is now. And that's our next character. We'll take a look at him. And the last one. Rupert Rivers. While he loads up, I am gonna step away again. Oh, there he is in his apartment. That'll work. Okay. Be right back. Okay. Let's see. This is Rupert Rivers. As you can see, he's an older gentleman. He's actually got music playing when he's in the game for some reason. She's part of his crew.
Sorry, I was lost in thought.
Hi, I forget your name. But I know she's pretty much the second in command. She's probably the chief of the ship, you know? In terms of the company, she's probably the most important person on the ship. Certainly fill in if he was sick. He is, when I phrase things that way, I guess I mean to say that he's a bulk carrier. Like, that's what he does. So his crew is civilian. They still got matching jumpsuits, but they're company jumpsuits.
No, I don't mind at all.
What's your name? Actually, no, I don't have any questions.
That was a nice discussion.
That's good sarcasm. This is his house. which we've decorated. So, you know, there is a little interior design. I mean, I don't know. I do think the outpost stuff is lackluster, but I didn't mind decorating this apartment. I thought that was kind of fun. I enjoyed it. He's a drinker. He's rather neutral. I guess a good way. Do what I just did for Adamant and Gidget and go to the photo gallery to try to give you somewhat of an idea. Oh yeah, he rolled with her for a while, so much so that I took a picture with them, but she's Rupert's Joan Rivers, right? Nice. Man, I wish somebody would invent a healthy cigarette, one that gives you B, C, and D vitamins. Gee, that would be awesome. Then doctors would actually recommend them. I forget this girl's name, but clearly they were a couple. But she's not around anymore, right? Like, so I think part of his backstory is that he had a good chance to settle down, but being a long hauler, she probably couldn't stand. She probably thought, "What's the point? Like, if you're not around." Time in the service with the Freestar Marines. Got a mech there in the background. Hunting. I don't know if you'd eat that thing, but he hunted it. I guess he probably did. He's probably the type that would not only hunt it, cut it up, but give it to people, friends or whatever. Say, put this in your freezer. There is in charge of in front of one of the company ships. That's the main one I use. There's two of them. We'll get a better look at those shortly. I think I have my crew scattered. I'll have to check that. Now, saying that he served with the Freestar Militia, he's still neutral. Like it, he probably didn't like the war. He probably doesn't care about the government or politicians, except for cases where their decisions impact trade. So, like, he's probably a union member and that kind of stuff, you know, like active. So in terms of his politics, that would be about it. Whatever benefits people that are in his position in terms of tradesmen. Just to sort of accentuate the difference between him and Zeal, like, you know, this guy drinks with his crew and they're all civilians. Not to say he doesn't discipline people, but it's probably very different than if Commander Zeal did. Yeah, some of his crew just, they're here too.
Need something to ease the pain, I can set you up.
Speaking of which,
I was starting to wonder if you'd ever make it back here.
and I did, and we're heading out.
I don't like sitting idle. Do you need my help with anything?
I do. It's time to get moving.
I'm ready to work.
The Severn. The Severn is the other ship. That's alright. I'll show whichever one. Okay, I think he's assigned. I think I just did that. If he walks out, that's... Yep.
Second chances don't come easy. Takes a lot of work, sometimes a lot of help, too.
I know there's another member of his crew around here. I could just do it from the menu, but I think I'd rather just approach him and say, dude, it's time to go.
Ethan handles all the orders.
I know. Thanks for your help.
I know that fixing.
Yeah.
Hey again. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's time to go.
I can handle whatever you throw my way, boss.
Then get back to the Severn. The Severn's one of the biggest rivers in the UK, isn't it? So, okay, suddenly you can see his last name's Rivers. And I think the other ship is maybe called the Potomac. Unless I called it the Ohio, I don't know, but you're getting a theme, right? It's rivers, it's major rivers. Alright, let's get to the ship before the sun goes down. Hey, Brooke. No, we'll shoot you. Alright, I'm getting lost. Getting lost. Where are we going? Oh, that's Aggie, so we want to go this way. Right? You know what? Where's the rock? That's the center of town. What rock is there?
If it weren't for the walls, the whole town would be washed away.
You didn't hear this from me.
Okay, so there's the Severn. You can kind of see what I was going for. It's pretty much a container ship. I don't know if I can land on that. Wow. Well, for a second we did. It is the exact same model as the other ship. The ship that you saw behind him. I think it's called the Potomac now, the more I think about it. I do like how the side panels, you can see like some of them are made like extra faded. The one at the back there is like orange. Because I figure those panels, you know, detach. In fact, the other, when compared to the other ship, that serves as a good example of it, but because some of them are removed on that. So that said, you know, some of them have faded over time, some of them are brand new, some of them are not. I shouldn't say brand new. I don't think any of the stuff on this ship is brand new, but it's got a rear-facing gun. Seeing as they are long haulers, like I don't think they have much in the way of forward-facing weapons. That might, I mean, they might have some, but truly, like their instinct would be to flee. Let's head inside. So this is, what is this? A workshop. Not only a workshop, but it's got this little area which I noticed, like this is converted into a bed. You kind of tell. At first I thought like it's not wide enough, but these three shelves were the dead giveaway that that's a sleeping area, but it can be changed into a little desk area or whatever. So yeah, the first thing you see is a workshop, which is great for outposts. This particular one has, this particular character that is, has, I think, 3 or 4 outposts. The one that I've done the most work with in terms of outposts, probably the character I've played the most is this character. That was D deck down there, where the workshop was. This is C deck, so it was like cargo. I think that's what the whole floor is.
What's on your mind?
There's a child, so that's got to be against company policies. No. This hallway on both flanks of it is where they keep the biggest containers for cargo, or in the case of the Severn, it's like is a tanker. So the tanks on either side of this hallway. This area is used for boarding other ships or space stations. Most commonly space stations, obviously. We'll do a lot of ship boarding with this crew. Not to say we don't, but it's obviously not intended for that. You're going to be straight up in my way, Chief. Thanks. So yeah, that's all storage. I like this little nook. I like this little office. I kind of like to think that that's the chief's desk.
Is there a way to go faster than the speed of light? And none of that grav tech cheating?
The only way to do that is with loading screens. This is B deck. When making this ship, I was very it's very simple. I will tell you that, but D deck is where, I don't know, that's where you board, where the workshop is. C deck is cargo. That's appropriate. B deck is bunks. And so, here's our little bunks and rec areas. That little nook I showed you down on D deck. I pointed out 3 shelves across. Yeah, so there's a good example of how that's converted into a bed area. This is the captain's berth, the captain's quarters. I don't like this little wasteful room, but I guess this is his desk. I don't know why there's not a chair there, but oh, there's the chair. But we can't drag it. We'll end up just sitting in it. And over here, another sleeping area. I want to say this ship has a crew of 5. Maybe not including the little girl. What's that guy's name? Ko? I forget his first name, but that's his daughter. Now we'll head up to A deck. In my mind, A stands for activities. So you got a little lounge area, you can play cards. Got a lot of windows here. Like the other decks, every deck below this has no windows. The recreation deck does. It has a lot. But again, it's not a warship. And this part of the ship is so high up that I think it's kind of nice to have the windows. Of course, this is the mess, the galley. One nice thing, like with these windows, man, I wish it was day. I guess I could sleep. But there you can kind of see. You can see the large fuel tanks. See pipes running down to them. You know, like with this, it's a super tanker was absolutely, and I think it's very obvious that that was my inspiration. Like another exterior shot will really show the thing looks like a boat. And at first I built the Potomac, which is a container ship. And then this is virtually the same model, just replacing the containers with those massive fuel tanks to make it a tanker. And I changed the hull color. Hey Casper, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Let's take it into space. I'll land it. Let's see, we've done the interior tour. Yeah, and then I'll land it and switch it with the other ship. Just showing off my ships, and then actually just got this and another ship, and probably shutting down the stream.
Nothing like hitting orbit.
There, the orange panel just pops. I know I did a little glitching with this. I'm sure that I put the reactor and the drive in the same spot. But see what I mean? It's obvious that, like, I was thinking container ship. The way the bridge is, even the color scheme, which you can't see too well because I'm against the light. I mean, look at the starboard side since you got the light there. But even the color scheme, the way it's white back there, kind of a red hull if it were a ship. But to quote Todd Howard, I mean, it just works. And that was the goal, to make something tantamount to a large supercarrier. Some of the stuff is just like those towers in the middle. I mean, that's just cosmetic, just to try to help sell that industrial look. Of the two ships, I think I like this, the 7, better. Its cargo capacity isn't quite as good. Its jump capacity is insane. Because I'm treating those massive, what we can do that. I'm treating those massive tanks as like just pretending that we're hauling fuel. But in truth, they're all fuel tanks, so this thing can jump anywhere. And yeah, the little rear-facing gun, I love that. Because this is a fast ship. So it really can outrun its enemies. And while it's trying to widen the gap, that single gun keeps firing at him. It's got decent shields. Not great, but decent. And yeah, it usually gets out of a scrap unless it's overwhelmed. But again, its first instinct is to run. I mean, save the cargo and crew. Don't like openly try to get into engagements. It's a weird way to play it with them. And of course, in order to get money and XP, I kind of suspend the role play and just go and try to fight as many pirates as possible. But when I'm really trying to roleplay with this guy, he runs. He runs, he drinks, he spends time with his crew, and he loves. And he pays his rent. And I think that's why I like this character so much. I like Gidget and I like Zeal. I like the military build and the pirate build, but this guy is much more relatable. Like, I see him and I'm like, looks like a good guy. Looks like a smoker. And a drinker. And he could probably tell you a tale or two. And his tales are probably true. Alright. Let's switch out. We'll head back here. Where am I at? 2 hours. I'll be shutting it down here soon after we look at this last ship.
I would have loved the chance to meet Solomon Coe.
Isn't that kind of like me just randomly saying, like, I would love to have had the chance to meet Abraham Lincoln? It's kind of just a nonsense thing to say, isn't it? But whatever. Let's go. Don't. Come on. Oh, fuck it. The hunting photo. Yep. He was real proud of that one. I was showing earlier, that's pretty much how I do the photos, is I try to establish backstory through them. So for him, you've got, like, the war, which he doesn't really have anything to do with the military now unless he gets veterans benefits, but the hunting photo. Him probably once he was put in command of the Potomac. I want to say that's the name of the ship. It's either that or the Ohio. We'll find out. But even in that picture, you can see the comparison to the tanker that he's helming right now. It's the same model of ship. It's just designed to carry fuel instead. Which it seems lame, but I loved doing it because I thought, yeah, it feels very company. Oh, and him in Unrequited Love, right? Like, this was probably someone he was going to marry, but because that's his apartment behind him. But hey, she probably couldn't put up with this shit.
Anything I can help you with? You should inspect your ship for heat leeches every couple landings. They'll cause plenty of havoc if left unchecked.
I know.
Sure, have at it.
So there's a 7. Paint looks so much sharper in this mode. And the Potomac. So yeah, identical design. I mean, paint schemes might vary a little bit. Then you can see that the side panels have been removed. Whereas they're there. Some of them have. Some of them are actually still on in the back there. But the cargo capacity, what is the cargo capacity? It's actually not as much as one might think, but it is 7,545, right? What's the cargo capacity for this one? Yeah, a lot less. 4,150. And those are the only 2 ships he has. They're both the company ships. I've thought about giving him a ship that's like, I'm thinking like if he had another ship that wasn't a company ship, what would it be? But there's part of me that's like, one, he probably can't afford a spaceship. You know what I mean? Like, it's his job. These ships don't belong to him. They belong to whatever company he works for, which I think I decided was Starfreight Logistics, since it says that on all these containers. I kind of thought, like, I don't think he would have a spaceship. Like, but then I thought, if he did, it would probably be like a small Winnebago style, like you would just use it for recreation. But even then, I'm really on the fence about it. Not in a hurry to. Well, I don't really play this game a whole lot, but even if I did, I'm not in a hurry to get him another ship. In fact, if I could find a third use for a container ship, like a third version of this ship, I would do it first, just because the company first, man. Well, the Union first for him, and then the company. But yeah, like, engines are good. Cargo space is obviously great. That's the point. Look at this shipbuilder. Top speed 140. That's not bad. I mean, it sounds bad, but it's not. Jump range isn't great. So really, it's just the worst thing about it is the mobility. The mobility is 6. And of course, it warned you about that. But I'll take it out now. And I kind of just want to show, before closing this out, that even if your mobility says 5, 4, 3, or 2, it's still doable. In fact, it wasn't until the number got that low that I thought, like, okay, now it feels like I'm flying a container ship. And most people would be like, ew, like, no, that'll be bad. But for our purposes, I was like, that's great. This thing flies like a building. It's not slow. It's just that maneuverability is abysmal. But I'm not complaining. I'm actually, whoa. Actually, I love it. Those ships are dope. They look like futuristic cargo ships. Thank you, Odd. That's awesome. I'm so glad you said that, because I'm really impressed. Like, I'm not impressed. I'm happy with the Galactica. I'm happy with the Star Destroyer. Like, those are satisfying to me. But for some reason, this is by far the most satisfying ship for me. I think it's just, I don't know. It complements the roleplay a lot better. You can see, like, even the interior of the ship. It's essentially, it's the same. Essentially shouldn't even come into it. It's the same ship. I also like to think, like, with this tower, like, so I'm up here on A deck now, the one with all the windows. I thought part of the utility of that is, like, up here you've got the bridge, right? If they need to see something closer, they can just look out here. But they could also drop down here, have a guy yell up, you know what I mean? Like, looking out here to be like, we're clear, or I don't see a leak in that, or it's kind of nice in that regard that you have eyes. Again, the windows are kind of compromising. Like, I feel like they would be the weak points of the ship. But, like I said, every compartment under this doesn't have windows, and I don't know, I kind of think, like, yeah, if they were in a dangerous situation, they might not be on this floor. But that said, all the cockpits have windows. Yeah, well, it's a cargo tanker, or a cargo ship, man. Or a young lady. But let's take this up, just so I can demonstrate maneuverability 6. And how, like, really not terrible it is. There's a lot of dead space too. Like you can kind of see that with all the pipes that I put in, not only on the dorsal part, which is like the top part of the ship. You know, where the deck would be if it were a Navy or a maritime ship. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, even at the bottom, we got all that space down the middle that I didn't utilize. And I was kind of torn about that because I'm like, I could put compartments in there. But I feel like sometimes you just kind of got to be like, you know, let's just keep it simple. We've got all the compartments we need. Now, kind of, let's get the weight down. You know, like you're trying to think like a company would. Like, oh, we can save money if we don't just put structural beams in there, which can double as on the top. It's supposed to more or less represent pipes. I like the Potomac better. I think just because blue is my favorite color. It's so stupid, but it's true. Yeah, but yeah, I guess that's that. I guess those are the ships for my characters. Those are my characters. I put some love into those characters. I wish this game held my attention longer, and I'm sure I'll get back to it because, I mean, for God's sake, mods will change a lot, I think. Because one of the ships I want to build is and who was I thinking about this for? I was thinking about it for him, for this character. Another example of a third ship, like I said, a Winnebago kind of thing. But what about a ship that's not his, right? Like, I'd build it, but really what I want to build is a passenger ship. Like, you'd have one of these tankers up there at a space station, and the passenger ship would ferry you up to the space station. But I truly want it to be a passenger ship, like where there would be a stewardess, where the interior is really just rows of seats, you know, like just to fill it with as many people as possible. Well, they don't have those modules yet. So yeah, I'm thinking like something like an airline design, which is not doable, but I think it will absolutely be a mod to have rows of seats. And so if I were to make one of those ships, I think I would do it under Rupert Rivers. Just because I'm like, that's what he would probably do. Is his company would pay for his ticket, and he would fly in and then board the tanker or whatever. Anyways, appreciate it, guys. Odd, thanks for sticking around. Caspa, good seeing you. Thanks for being here. Got to scroll up. I'm not gonna get them all. Of course, Rob, True Flat, and anybody that might have been lurking, as always. This is Automatic for Automatic Games. If you like this. If you subscribe to this sort of thing, you can do that too. If you hate it, then you can dislike and write me a strongly worded letter, and I will take it into advisement. Godspeed, my friends. Be well. Have a great day. Bye.